Today I wanna say an awesome story about Mickey and Janet Acosta. And now that's a love story, everybody. Not everybody could have a love story like the way they had it. I remember when Mickey started coming around the family. It was the time that my tia Alicia and Diana George and my tia Gilberto used to live right there on the Downey, and where my grandpa had their 50th anniversary. And we used to have my tia Roberto and everybody. We used to play cards, and the family was the family, you know. We didn't have no bad memories. There was beautiful memories. And Mickey started coming around, and me as myself, everybody knows the story that I'm overprotected of my family members, you know. And I introduced myself to him and everything. He captivated and blew me out because he was everything in one thing, you know. He had his Geo, he had a guitar, he had a camera, he had a wetsuit, he knew how to serve, he was a salesman, he knew about cars, he knew about everything. He was like a human MacGyver of everything. He has the knowledge and wisdom, and he was a salesman, like I said. And it surprised me a lot that it reminded me a lot of me, alright, everybody? How I used to go to Mexico and all that to go find true love for everybody. And he came and he just stood with us. And he asked Diana and George for permission. My tia Alicia wasn't into it. My tia Alicia was against it. And with time, you know, Mickey's family, you know. So he came and he'll take the girls out to the beach or take them to the mountains walking. And with me, we went cruising. We'll talk and we'll hang out. And he earned my trust and my respect, and he really had his shit together, you know. And he said that he was in love with Janet. And we're like, Janet? Yeah, Janet. And that's what he was there for. And I was one of the first persons that he let it out to. He spoke about it. And I encouraged him, and I told him I'll support him, and I was there for him, you know. And at that time, Janet and all that used to be isolated, like to herself. She was into church, and she wasn't expecting to find a man or something, you know, get married and all that. And she was Janet, you know. Janet's always been the quiet one in the whole family, you know. She reminds me a lot of Diana, you know. And she's a good woman. She's a housewoman, and she's a godly woman. She's a hard worker, and she just needed to bloom. She needed someone to walk into her life and dictate or guide her towards the path. And Mickey, he got my respect, and he'll drive and just stay there, and he'll invite the girls to the concerts. He'll go to church with them. He did everything in his power, just exactly like me, right? And I used to tell him my love stories, and maybe, you know, it made an impact on him that he felt secure of himself, and he was a person to be admired of. Era una carita cabrón, you know, un little Oscar de la Hoya. And he knows everything. He likes to read. He knows about everything. There's poems, songs, sing. He knows about guitars. He knows all the instruments. He knows about photography, and he's always a high-end person. And he lives a high life, you know, and he was always thinking of like bettering himself, and I know he was gonna go somewhere in life, and you could know he was already someone in town, and he just wanted to go woman, and naturally he was also an illegal document person. Like, he had DACA, don't get it wrong, but he wanted papers, and he wanted what he wanted, you know. And it was awesome that they clicked up, and he fucking surprised us, and she was like a butterfly. She got out of her cocoon, and she was Janet, you know, like everything changed like instantly, and I was amazed. I was surprised that somebody could change the world so fast. Someone could make someone so important, so awesome, you know. And Janet opened her, and she was amazing, you know. Like, he made her amazing. And I remember that we were thinking of how to ask for proposal and todo, and we thought about a plan and a strategy that I was gonna fuck him up, and you know, the Baywatch, they were gonna come and save him, or we were thinking about he was gonna be drowning, and just a bunch of stuff, you know, a bunch of ideas. Only Mickey could come up with some crazy shit, and he organized everything, and he planned everything, and he did everything exactly the way he wanted. And obviously, like a true life movie, you know, something out of this world. And we used to just give him hints and tell him that it was good, this was good, that was good, and it was right what he was doing. So he kept coming around, and then finally he brought his sisters and everybody around to meet Janet and meet the family. And obviously we had the 50th anniversary with my grandma and my grandpa, and they intertwined with us. They fit in like a glove. He captivated us. He won us over, and just like I said, Janet bloomed and became Janet. You know, like, we never thought that from her. We didn't expect that from her. She started traveling, going out, and going on vacations, and going out clubs, not clubs, but you know, church events and beach, and she's a whole different world. And we seen it. Like I said, it's like a cocoon out of her nest and became a butterfly, and suddenly she had her life in order. It was like she didn't have to look for it; it came to her, and he won her over and everything. And like I said, I was part of it, and I encouraged him, I supported him, and he went above and beyond of expectations, and he did it. And so when he got married with Janet, well, the day he proposed to her, we went to Hermosa Beach, right there by Balboa, Rumba, where George used to work. Mr. Morris's MDU buildings, and we used to do the walkway with the stairs. And we got there, and we put the canopy, and we took out the hieleras, and we carried everything over there. And once we had everything like to perfection, me and Mickey were gonna fight, and we were gonna drown. We thought about a whole different thing, and Mickey contacted the Coast Guard, and I don't know if he hired them or they were into his story, But that's how Mickey rolls high and deep, you know, like a movie star, man. Something out of this world. Something like a Romeo and a Juliet. Like, it's historic, everybody. And I remember we put the tent and everything. Entonces llegaba Janet y de repente una rainstorm, hailstorm right on the beach. And everything he planned was gonna go to waste. And it rained for like 10-15 minutes. And I'm talking about Rocky, Olga, Letty, Janelle, me. Everybody was there, like, ready para cuando he was going to propose to Janet. But she didn't know that we thought that the whole family was going to have a picnic at the beach. So Janet got there. And the rainstorm just like, all of a sudden stopped. The sun came out like if it never rained there. And right away, me and Mickey started with our scene. I don't remember exactly how it went. All I remember that they had to bring him out and bring out the sharks to because he was drowning and we got in a fight or a shark bit him or something like that. I don't remember exactly. And they rescued him. They pulled him to a shore. And he was like, all fucking loose, like he was dying. And they're trying to do CPR, but they don't know how to do the CPR. Like they don't have all the funnels and everything, but they have the sharks and they're reviving him. They're reviving him. They rip his shirt off and they tell Janet, like he needs to talk to you. He needs to say something to you. And Janet was like, me, yeah. Oh my God, oh my God. And she was practically crying and thinking that, something bad had happened, And suddenly they ripped her thing and it had a heart with the marker. I remember me and some other guy, we really was with the markers there. And we made a heart on him and it had the ring right there and it said, would you marry me, After they did the electroshocks and everything, and we got her involved, and all the family applauded her, and she said, "Yeah, everybody." He got her on his knees, and he told her how much he loved her, And she was like, "Oh my God, it's like a movie," but it was her movie. It was her Prince Charming. It was her story to begin with, and after that, we congratulated him, and obviously we ate. Kentucky Fried Chicken, some sandwiches. He had all his family there, his sisters and family members, and as soon as that was over, they got married right here in Long Beach on a boat, on a 3-hour cruise there. And I remember all the family we went. It was an awesome time, like 4 or 5 hours. We went on those boats that had a double stacker. And we danced, we partied, we had a magical night. Thank you, Mickey, for including me and including the family and being around us, Mickey. I still remember every single conversation we had, and I know that you got your shit together. You've always had it together, but you realize you made it possible. You made it, Mickey. So then once he got married with her, obviously they fixed papers. He had to get out for 1 year in Mexico, and Janet dropped everything and said, "Let's go." And she loved him, and she loved him, and they left. And 1 year later, they came back, and they're around we all got together. We threw them a comeback for, and then a farewell. Because they were gonna go move to Arizona, because that's where Mickey has his career, his job, his opportunities, his life. And Janet, with no hesitation, dropped everything and followed her man. She was godly. She was pure. She was ready to accept a life with Mickey. And he, like I say, he changed her. He made her an awesome person. It was like magic, real magic, and a fairy tale story. We didn't believe that little Janet, was the one already camping, going out, doing all the amazing things, and she was hip and down, and she was willing to do whatever it took to be happy in life and to make it with Mickey. And every time they come around, everything, we always remember them, and we miss them, we love them, both of them. Now they have 3 kids. Everybody knows that my daughter and Janet's and Mickey's son, they're about a couple days away from each other, and they grew up as primos. It's a shame that my daughter and him they're not around to each other, but eventually in life, one way or another, life has a certain way that unifies us and makes us a family, and hopefully they remember. We went trick-or-treating with him a couple times, and my daughter used to be on the Muppet and everything and Mickey's always impressed us, and he's always included us, and mind, spirit, and family, and he don't have no hate, he don't have no jealousy, he's familia, and we're proud of him, and it's how a person should be. Well, it reminds me a lot of me, that I wanted that dream. I tried it. I did it. In a certain way también. Not as dramatic and not as awesome as Mickey and Janet. And that's the best not wedding, but best ask of marriage, and the best story, the best fairy tale that we have in our family. And we owe it to Mickey and Janet that they made it possible. They made everything work out. I think they're already married like 20 years, everybody. And they say they're still strong and still motivated and still moving, forward. They got 2 amazing kids and 1 daughter, La Mili, And I'm proud of them. I'm super proud of Mickey. And like he tells me, he planned it. He knew what he wanted. He knew what he expected, and he knew what he got. And he comes around, and he's always welcome, and he's always open-minded to us, and he open arms and respect, and we still have a neutral between all of us, and we wish he was here more. Y también tú, Janet, right? You guys ever hear the stories? This is what a love story is. It happened in front of our eyes, and unbelievable, magic. All right, everybody. Mickey's always had the big house, the big trucks, the big todo. Janet and him, they make an amazing couple. They both got good jobs and head on right, and they're always moving forward, and not having no regrets or nothing. And they know that all her family, which is us and his family, we all support them and encourage them, and we'll always be there for them. And I hope that people realize and that love does truly exist, and it does happen, and that's the story that I got from Mickey and Janet, Mr. Romeo over there and Juliet, and that's how you and that's how you know that love does exist. True stories do come. Fairy tales do happen. Thank you, both of you guys, and I really appreciate everything you guys done. All right, everybody.